Hello guys and gals, and this is a different type of video. Um, this is kind of a review. This is basically, we'll call it a book review. I don't usually do book reviews, though I usually do if it is a Rick Riordan book. Hope I'm pronouncing his name right. I never have really figured, don't remember how it's pronounced. But, I found this book at Walmart, and I believe it was their last copy. I didn't even realize this book was out. And, it was a book that I'd been waiting for a long time because it basically, I figured it would, because Rick Riordan has a way of basically having 5 book sets, and so you're like, well, this book, basically has to end it all, and I think it will, since he's working on other projects now, like the Indian gods, not like Native American, but India, as in the country, their pantheon of gods, and I think maybe Africa. I don't remember. Um, but anyways, uh, this is the final book of the Trials of Apollo series, the Tower of Nero, and yeah, I wanted to do a review of this because this is a franchise that's really close to my heart. Um, I will say that what got me into the Riordan books, surprisingly, was seeing a trailer for one of the movies. I believe it was The Sea of Monsters. And as people probably know by now, the movies don't go with the books very well. They took a lot of liberties, and a lot of the diehard fans didn't really like that. And basically, the franchise, I believe, is basically dead now in movie form, which is kind of sad considering that there's like 15 books now, and in like the main series. The first series was just Percy Jackson, and the demigods from Camp Half Blood. I keep wanting to say Camp Bloodhoof or something because I used to play a lot of World of Warcraft, and so when you're a Tauren, you go to Bloodhoof Village, but it's Camp Half Blood. Anyways, and then they introduced the Roman Camp Jupiter, in the next set of 5 books. And then came the Trials of Apollo, where Apollo was, cast down from Olympus and had to spend life as a mortal person. Anyways, so this basically finishes up that story arc. Now there are other story arcs too, like the Cain children, which was about the Egyptian gods. There was Magnus Chase, which was about the Norse gods, and then there was also a crossover between the Egyptian gods and Percy Jackson. And I'm sure there's a lot of other things. There's also informational books. Rick Riordan's take on all of the Greek heroes, all the Greek gods. Um, but yeah, so there's a big old pantheon here. A big old actually, what I wanted to really highlight was that this was people should basically, I don't, anyone wanting to start a cinematic universe should basically read the books, because Rick does a really good job of world building. I always go into that because I have my weekly writing challenge, and in that I try to basically really point out how important world building is, because it makes an immersive experience. Anyways, he does a really good job here because he established the core universe, the Percy Jackson, the first 5 books. He established a really good universe with that, a nice little world, and then he added the Romans, the Roman gods, and he added that on seamlessly, and then basically, even with the Egyptian series that he did, there was a crossover, and so everything's connected, everything's taking place in the same universe, and I don't know, someone from DC basically needs to read the books and say, hey, this is what we're doing wrong, why we can't have a cohesive cinematic universe. I mean, Marvel did it right too because they had a nice foundation of movies that basically spanned. I don't exactly know how many years it was, but it spanned like, what was it, 20 or 30 movies? Or maybe I'm thinking of the Pokemon franchise. I know it's so far spanned like 24 movies. But anyways, and I haven't seen nearly all the Marvel movies either because I didn't realize they were making a cinematic universe, and usually they took a few too many liberties, if you ask me, with some of the movies. But I still would probably like to see them all eventually. Anyways, it's kind of sad that I think that Fox actually used to own the rights to the Percy Jackson series, and don't worry about that. Um, but yeah, it would be nice to see someone basically take the franchise, deconstruct it, and start over. Basically, do a reboot that was more true to the books. Personally, I've read the first book at least 2 or 3 times, and sure, it is a kind of a long book, and you could basically cut some stuff out, but it'd be nice, basically just that because this is a popular franchise, and so with enough love and care, someone could basically turn this into a cinematic universe easily. Um, but yeah, what's another amazing thing is this has a similar backstory to, say, oh man, Watership Down. I say that because the author, let me see, Watership Down. I forget who wrote that. I know his last name was Adams because my name is Adam, and so I remember that Watership Down. Watership Down. Oh, Richard Adams. Okay. What? Actually, I've always found the Watership Down story inspiring, not basically because of the story itself, and don't get me wrong, the story itself is great. I mean, he even formed his own Lapine language, the language of rabbits, which is similar to what was done in the Heavenly Horse of the Outermost West, I believe it was called, something like that, where there was actually a language made from scratch, and that was really neat. But beyond that, the story was great, by the way. Watership Down, kind of dark in some places, but Richard Adams basically used to tell the story of Watership Down to his children when they were on car trips, and basically it took 13 tries to actually get his book published. So like 12 other producers or publishers turned it down, which is kind of a testament to determination and not giving up. With this, I believe that the initial Percy Jackson was based off of Rick's son, who was, or probably still is, has dyslexia and ADHD. And so it basically started as a story that he made up for his son. And now his son is actually writing books now too, which is kind of amazing if you ask me. Anyways, so yeah, I know I haven't said much about the book, but mainly this was more of a backstory kind of thing. Anyways, what I really like about the book is it's amazing. It was a good read. I thought it would probably take me 2 or 3 days to read, but it only took me 2 days or two different sessions of reading. It is 400 pages long. I'm rounding down. It's probably more. It's probably. I think it's actually a little bit less than 400 pages, and but it's smooth. It flows really nice. Anyways, I forget what I was looking up on that tablet. But oh well. Anyways, yeah, I really do enjoy the series. I mean, and I've read most of the books that he's written, at least the young adult ones, um, and they're really good. I don't want to give away too much, but anyways, it's about I don't know if you're all caught up. Apollo, now Lester Papadopoulos. That's his mortal form. I mean, and Meg McAfee, something like that. McCaffrey, McAfee. I never really have known how to pronounce that name, but I don't know. I don't. Apollo and Meg. They've been trying to stop the triumvirate, which is the resurrection, or well, they weren't. Well, in a way, they were Roman emperors that were brought back from the dead, basically, and they became minor gods. And they've been causing all kinds of problems and taking over the oracles and stuff like that. So far, Apollo has had to free up four of the oracles, and because the triumvirate had the power of prophecy on their side, and they were trying to manipulate the future. But anyways, so now it's just down to Nero, and it's really a good book. It does get a little bit dark, of course, and things don't always work out the way they should, or you think they should. But overall, if you read the books, you know what happens, basically. I couldn't have predicted what happened either, even though I did have an inkling, but I was completely way off. And yeah, I don't want to have any spoilers at all during this video. But yeah, basically all I'll say is that it centers around, of course, Apollo and Meg. It also it also centers around Rachel Dare, who is the Delphic Oracle, the current one. Rachel Dare. It also centers around Nico DeAngelos and Will Solace. Let's see. Yeah. Am I forgetting anybody? I don't think so. I think it mainly focuses on those five. And around the demigods at Camp Half-Blood, because it takes place, Nero's base is in New York, Manhattan. Anyways, but overall, I found the book to be amazing, and you should read it. I'll be donating this copy to my local library, so they have two copies since it's such a popular book. It's going to be out even with several copies, and so yeah, I want to make this video before I donated the book. But yeah, if you like Greek mythology, then you'll probably enjoy this book too. But make sure you read the other four first. And probably before that, you should probably read the 10 books there before that, and just start with The Lightning Thief. Now, granted, don't get me wrong, I didn't hate the movies. It's just that the movies, if they weren't Percy Jackson movies, or if they didn't use the name Percy Jackson or anything like that, they'd be really good movies. And I really enjoyed them if you saw them as standalone movies. But based on the source material, they didn't really work out like that. And it basically killed the franchise in film form. But, which is kind of sad. I'm hoping that maybe someone will have the desire to maybe remake them, so they're more true to the books. Because I mean, you've got 15 books at least. I don't know how many total, because I know there were 3 of the Magnus Chase, there were 3 of the Egyptian books, the Kane Chronicles, and then there were also some crossover stuff, and some little informative short story things. But anyways, it's a massive franchise, and I think that it would be profitable if somebody could actually pick that up. I don't know if Disney owns it now, since they bought Fox, or who actually owns the rights to the movie now, or the source material. But it would just be cool to see that on the big screen sometime. I think they did okay in the movies they made, but it really made a lot of fans mad because it wasn't very true to the book. But it did get me into reading the book, into the series, just watching the preview, the trailer, and then I'm like, what's going on, But anyways, I know I've rambled on quite a bit, but I really do like this book, and yeah, it was a really good book. It had lots of twists and turns that I didn't expect, and I could barely put it down because it was such a good read and such an enthralling and good read. And yeah, I'm very pleased with it. I'm very pleased with it. Anyways, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and ring the bell so you know when I upload. And if you want to support me in any way, all that information will be in the description below. As always, thanks for watching, everyone, and have a great day.